China will make weapons. China will sell weapons. China will also broadcast videos of its military drills. And in the name of border security, China will provoke its neighbors. But if another country buys arms, the dragon will breathe fire. Case in point, Taiwan. China has threatened the United States with quote-unquote legitimate and necessary response. Response to what? Selling arms to Taiwan. Washington is selling advanced weaponry to Taipei. The White House is moving forward with 3 such sales, and Beijing wants Washington to stop them immediately. Why? The dragon says, follow one China policy.
China urges the United States to realize the perniciousness of arms sales to Taiwan, strictly abide by the one China principle and rules of the 3 joint communications. It must immediately cancel any arms sale plan and terminate sales and contact with Taiwan. China will make legitimate and necessary response as the situation develops.
You heard the Chinese spokesperson. What gives China the right to command another country, tell another country who it should and shouldn't sell arms to? China clearly does not understand the concept of sovereignty. It displayed complete ignorance of the concept on the 7th of October too. Beijing lectured WION on how to report on China. The press secretary of the Chinese embassy in Delhi issued this letter. Do not violate the one China principle, it said, adding that Taiwan should not be referred to as a country, nation or Republic of China. This letter moved no one. And China's warning on the US arms sale too is likely to fall on deaf ears. It's high time Beijing realized that while it may be stuck to the illusion of a one China policy, Taipei has moved on. Today, it is independent of the mainland. It has its own president, its own air force and an army. Taiwan also has the right to secure its border and buy weapons. FYI, here's what Taiwan is buying from the US. Reports say there are at least 7 major weapon systems. So far, informal notifications have been issued for 3 of them. A truck-based rocket launcher made by Lockheed Martin. It is called a High Mobility Artillery Rocket System. There's also a long-range air-to-ground missile made by Boeing. It is called the SLAM-ER. The third notification ID for external sensor pods for F-16s. They allow real-time transmission of imagery and data from the aircraft to ground stations. In the pipeline are drones, anti-ship missiles, underwater mines, etc. All of these sales await formal notification to Congress. There are no suggestions of either Taiwan or the US buckling under Chinese threats. And the last thing China should be doing is preaching others about propriety and principles. Look at what Beijing is up to in the East China Sea. Chinese vessels have intruded into Japanese waters. They have been sticking around the Senkaku Islands for a record time. Japan's top government spokesperson had to flag the situation at a press conference and ask the Chinese vessels to leave Japanese waters.
The 2 Chinese vessels that invaded Japan's territorial waters around the Senkaku Islands are still in the territorial waters. It's now 10:47 a.m., so it's regrettable that this situation has continued for more than 2 days. In the sea, Japan Coast Guard patrol boats repeatedly requested to Chinese vessels to leave the territorial waters.
Like you heard, the Chinese vessels have been near the Senkaku Islands for 2 days. The Senkakus are Japanese territory. Tokyo has been administering them since 1972, but China calls these islands, its quote-unquote, inherent territories, whatever that means. Beijing has been trying to assert its claim over the Senkaku Islands. It refers to them as Diaoyu. In July, Chinese vessels intruded into Japanese waters for 3 hours and 23 minutes. These are one of the many examples of how China has time and again violated the 1982 Convention on the Law of the Sea. Beijing is a party to this treaty, and yet its maritime activities undermine the status quo at the East China Sea and the South China Sea. This is not the only international treaty, by the way, that China is violating. On what ground, then, does China demand that the world abide by its one China policy? Thank you for watching Gravitas on WION's YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening around the world, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you very much for watching WION. The world is one.